Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today I'm going to share with you how you can use the Lotus Blossom stamp set from Stampin' Up's 2015 Sale-a-bration. The only way that you can get things from Sale-a-bration is three ways. You can either buy, host, or join. So with a $50 purchase, you can choose anything in the Sale-a-bration catalog selection, and I'll show you what you can do with the Lotus Blossom stamp set and how to work it. Stampin' Up has made it so easy for us. I love it. Sometimes with typically we talk about two-step stamping. This one actually has 3 steps to it. And so Stampin' Up brilliantly marked this on the stamps themselves, that this is the image you stamp first, then second, and then third. You see numbers 1, 2, and 3. Love it, no confusion whatsoever. Also, when you take these off, take off number 1 here first. The numbers don't stay on the stamp themselves, but there's an arrow, and that's a directional arrow. So when you put that on your acrylic clear block, just put that arrow up. It won't stamp, this image won't stamp, it's just a directional indicator. So let's see how this all goes together. So for the tag, I'm going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, cut it 2 by 6, and I'm going to feed it into my scallop tag topper, punch till it stops, and punch out the top of it. And I also like my tags to be, the bottoms to be rounded, so I'm taking the Project Life corner rounder and rounding out the corners. Just want to make sure you get both corners in there of the cardstock using the guides, and then you get perfect little rounders each time. I've got my Lotus Blossom images lined up in a row. This is number 1, 2, and 3. Again, that's from the numbers that we saw in the stamp set. And I'm using Rich Razzleberry, and I'll grab number 1. And just, again, the tip with these ink pads is they're juicy, and with photopolymers, let the ink absorb up into the to the photopolymer, kind of let it take a little bit, so you don't need to grind it into your ink pad. Using the directional arrow and for placement. So there's the first one. Grab number 2. Same thing, just lightly let it, little pressure just to let the ink transfer onto the photopolymer. Have my directional arrow and stamp. Really building the layers. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Now this third one is a very solid image. And for me, I definitely like using a foam pad when I use my photopolymers that have a solid or almost solid image. For this, for the third one, we want to stamp off so that we get, that's a technique where you can get a lighter tone of your original ink. And so to do that, again, we're going to ink up. Allow that ink to transfer onto the photopolymer stamp. And now what we want to do is, with some scrap paper like the grid paper that you might be working on, I'm going to stamp the image once. And without re-inking, I'm going to come back in using the arrow for alignment purposes and stamp. Gorgeous! Love it, love it, love it. So that's the Lotus Blossom. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. So many different ways to use this on projects. So now I'm going to have the stem. The same thing I'm going to use, like for the more airy image on the stem, I'm using Pear Pizzazz and full strength, so to speak. Don't you love photopolymers? You can see exactly where you're stamping. And then with the solid image of the stem, what I like to do again is stamp off and come back in, and that way you get that lighter tone underneath of it. Also going to add a little sentiment to this using Calypso Coral, and the sentiment, "The kindness you show has no end." I'm going to go ahead and get that inked up and stamp. As you can see, I'm giving it just a second for the ink to transfer onto the project. And there it is. How gorgeous. So for my sample here, I added a strip of the Calypso Coral chevron ribbon and tied it with linen thread to finish off the top, and then added a little dazzling diamonds or little dazzling details to the lotus blossom where I wanted a few little sparkles. And that's it. Alrighty, I'll show another card made using the same technique with the same flower at the end, but I hope you enjoy the items in the 2015 Occasions catalog, and as well as enjoying some of your goodies that you can choose from 2015 Sale-a-bration. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.